Hello guys, I'm here with another Relax and Paint, and I'm so thrilled to be painting some birch trees with you today and sharing you a quick and easy way to make it kind of like watercolor and make it look like it's yours. And also I am getting ready for a painting I want to do for my bathroom. So keep in tune with me as we're going along, and I'm going to show you a path with birch trees and other fun elements that I think you're going to really like. So let's get started. And I am thrilled to be here with you, sharing different one-stroke techniques. And I'd love for you to join our membership, because in our membership, I get to teach you so much more. So go check out the One Stroke Advantage right here on our YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm Donna Dewberry, teaching one-stroke painting. And we're going to do a little bit of a landscape, but quick and easy on art paper. So let's get started. Okay, I have some licorice here that I've been using, so I'm going to leave this. I'm going to have some gray art paper, and I am going to make it really, sorry, I'm going to go just a little bit higher here. And I have some colors already. I'm going to do a little bit of ball and a little bit of just that watercolor look that I really wanted to share with you. So here, let's get some medium gray. This is all multi-surface paint, different labels, different kinds. I think you'll like that. All right, so there's some medium gray, some Pueblo, which is kind of a rust color. Oops, I way too much paint. I'm not paying attention, just a little, okay? And then some black, all right? So about that much or smaller, dime size, and I've got a lot. All right, now to get a watercolor look, and we're just using multi-surface paint, I want to put a little bit of floating medium. A floating medium is the fluff that's inside paint with no pigment in it. And then for the birch trees, we're going to need some white. So let's put some white out here. We might need a little bit more white. You can get the large 8-ounce bottles on our website, onestroke.com. or you can get all 2-ounce bottles. So, and we have kits where you get a ton of paint, guys. So check those out. All right. So then this is what's going to happen. I'm going to kind of decide where I want my birch tree. Okay. So I've got birch trees. I got like right in here. I don't know if you can see this well, but I'm going to come right down here. And this tree, is in behind. All right. And so as I come down here, I'm going to make this tree go all the way down. And then this one's going to cross across. And it's kind of leaning in there, okay? And I don't know if you can see that. I'm just using a pencil to make this kind of happen and give me some look. Let me get all the way down here. This one's just slightly larger, and it's in front. Okay, so I got a little trick you're gonna love on birch trees and how to make them look good. All right, so I'm gonna come way over here. And they're tall. I've been out west in some areas where there's some really pretty birch trees and all the underground plants, the bright greens and yellows and the sun going through. It's one of my favorite things. And we live in Florida, so we don't have much of that. I got lots of palm trees and palmettos. And okay, so I'm using this gray background as one of the colors that I want to use. And then I'm going to use my 16 flat. All right, 16 flat does not come in my value pack, and the value pack is less than $20. You get 10 of my brushes, flats all the way to 3/4. But this one brush you have to buy separate. So that's a brush I like to share with you. All right, so I'm going to go here to this medium gray with floating medium. And so this gray should stand out. And see, I'm working it back. Let me go closer. All right, I'm working it back and forth to break down the paint a little bit. All right, now this is going to shadow. So I'm going to put the shadow, and it's going to be thinner. All right, let me come down here so you can see. I'm going to come out here, and it's going to shadow over to here, and I'm going to be thinner than the original tree. All right, so See how that's just going to be coming down along here next to where my white tree is going to be. Oops. I picked up some of the licorice. Okay. I really like it when it gets light like this right there, but it picked up a little bit of licorice, which is fine. All right. And so then I'm going to pick up, oops, it picked up a lot of licorice, didn't it? I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and I'm using the bigger brush. And so people feel like, oh, I need to use a small brush because this is really thin, like even for this branch. So let me show you. And I'm doing this before I put the white on, so it doesn't matter that I'm going to come across where I'm going to cover this, okay? Now, look what's going to happen here. When you add a branch, you're going to come down and come out, and it's going to be a Y right here, okay? And so then you come across all the way and back, right? And so I'm going to have little branches here, little branch there, and this is going to be painted on top. All right. So I just want you to see not to worry about that. And I do have you close right now because I want to show you more detail. So just remember, it's only going to show in between the tree. All right. And so see how that one, I let some of it be kind of sputtered. All right. And you can have some really light, see, barely touching, whole bunch of medium. Look at this. Whole bunch of medium, and this is wet, so when it dries it's going to be lighter than this. See over here, I want this to be a lot less. Okay, and I can have a little bit of limb and branches on this side. So this is the undergrowth. All right, so look at it. Let's go back. I'm sorry, making it smaller, and I'm meaning I'm trying to pinch the screen. There we go. All right. So it's a little confusing right now, but it won't be. Just give me a minute. Okay. Now I'm going to put that brush down, and I am going to get this 8 flat. Now I am going to show you with this that I'm going to pick up some more of the medium gray with the 8 flat. Okay, now these are also silhouettes, so I'm going the shadow leafing in the back. Okay, and this kind of gives you a watercolor effect, but it is just floating medium with some of that paint. Okay, think that you guys will love the idea of, you can also make this with metallic. Okay, so this could just be metallic gold in here. I've done that a few times, and many of you did yellow, black, and silver. I mean, there's all kinds of colors. All right, so these are just popping out from behind the trees. All right, so we want some, they can get bigger when they're closer. We're going for a, see, I'm not even trying to make the leaves look great. I'm just adding them in here and there, the background. Okay. There we go. Is it getting any interesting to you or not? All right, so that's all shadows behind. All right, so what is shadowing the bottles are? Let me move them out of the way. Okay. All right, now let's get ready. We're going to go back to that 16 flat. I know you saw what it looked like when you came onto the project, so you know it's going to be way more than that, but look how easy that was to start. Okay. All right. So now let's go for the white birch trees. And I really don't need medium on this. I'm just going to take, I've wet my brush, laid it on the paper towel, got it dry, really load the brush both sides. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, and then on the other side, I'll start in the middle there. Okay, so I'm going to come right down here on the chisel and then lay it down and decide that's how white I want it. And see my little finger? My little finger is pulling this tree trunk, pulling the paint for the trunk. And I'm getting a little bit larger as I go. Not much though, stay kind of skinny. All right, so it can be rustic because it's bark. And so I'm not trying to get a real smooth look. You see, it's kind of spotty like a little bit. Because we're going to do those accents, the black accents that are known in a birch tree. Okay, so let's come up here. Same thing again. I like to run off the top, which means the tree's a lot larger. How many of you have done landscapes before? This is giving you a landscape feel. And now this one I want you to think about. You can put all kinds of sunsets, all kinds of looks peeping through these trees. You put all that color in the background first. And then you come and do the shadows that I just put on there. And then you're going to do your birch trees. Okay. Now, look, I do need a little bit more in here because as it's drying, that's not looking like I want to. There we go. See, they're nothing perfect. And you can use plaster, not plaster, geez Louise, paste. You can use some of the paste that we're using now and a palette knife and get some texture on here if you want. But I'm just showing you a real quick acrylic fun look. And we're going to get all kinds of texture already when we put our little detail on the bark. Okay. I want you to see, we're going to do this whole picture in less than 30 minutes. It's probably going to be less than 20 minutes and maybe even 15 minutes. How about that? All right. Now, you could do these with all kinds of colors of the background, just like I did with art paper, or you can take a sponge and do ombre colors in the back. So I'm moving my arms around over and over and over so that I'm not laying my hands on the trees that I've already painted. But so you do a whole bunch of backgrounds, come through and do a whole bunch of birch trees across all those canvases or cards or whatever you're selling or giving away for the holidays. And I always do at least 6 at a time. And sometimes I do way more than 6. All right, so I do these birch trees on wine glasses. All birch trees with a few little red cardinals, little teeny cardinals on a wine glass. And sometimes I just put one cardinal in the whole glass of birch trees. But the trick is I'm going to show you how to accent these to make them look like a birch tree, and it works perfect on glassware also. I've gone to some senior centers and they made the best birch trees. I'm excited to do that with y'all. I'll get this part over. There we go. This is one of my silicone mats. What's really good about it, instead of putting paper down, is I take a wet sponge and I just wipe this off when it's done because it's silicone and it's awesome. All right, so it looks kind of sputtery, right? Now, what I want to share with you is that I have this little trick and I can do a little bit. I want to show you a little bit of it while it's the white's still kind of wet. A little bit over here. I'm going to take this inky, get some more water, inky. And this is that 2 script liner. Okay, so then what I want to do, all right, I'm going to try to go close because it's important that you see it close. All right, now you're going to have to lay this, and you know what? Don't judge it till it's done. Okay, I'm going to start over here. I'm going to roll that paint off, and so that it's not too heavy. And I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to sputter. And sputter and come along here. Now don't judge it till it's all done. Okay, so that's, oops, look at that. Okay, now instead of trying to put every little spot, because it would take I'm not kidding you. It takes forever if you sit there and do each one of them. I'm going to do it on the same side. I kind of let it go sputter, lift it. I can go get a little bit more, come along the edge. Isn't that kind of fun? Just lay it down and let it sputter down. Now, I have sat there and painted each little spot and spent a couple hours, and I created this one day and I went, holy heck, that's wonderful. I can come in here a couple spots and I can do a little bit on the other side if I want, or just leave it. Okay. Isn't that a cool trick? I'm telling you, you're going to love me. You have to go try it and see what it looks like to you. All right, so let's turn this side. Now I'm going to come, this one's wide enough that I can do two sides. So it's very watery. I try to go along the exact edge some. And there we go, because this tree is closer to me. Okay, but then I don't like that white edge showing like that, so I can go back in here. All right, but then I can come, this is way too big not to put something else because I did it on the left side of everything. Okay, so gonna come up here with a little bit up here. There we go. Just because it's so wide, you'd see more. And we're gonna come right here. I'm just gonna do these on the left side. All right, so we're gonna come down here. Are you liking this? I'm excited to see what y'all think. And you really can't judge it and go, ooh, I hated the way that happened. Because when you're all done, I'm telling you, you're going to be tickled. All right, so let's come along here. There we go. There we go. I can come a little bit along here. Okay. So now you're seeing the silhouette in the back. You're seeing the birch trees in front. I started with it. This could be painted like a steel gray in the background instead of what I did with a little bit of white. All right. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in here and just, can you see me down here? There we go. I'm going to come up and just have, this is the shadow for this back there, which means it needed to be shorter. Sorry. Just ignore that stem. Okay. So remember I told you to do those Y's off of here. All right. And we have a little bit wandering over here. So that's what those shadows are from the leaves that are in front. Okay. So let's go a little bit closer. All right. Now let me look. I want to get a little bit smaller brush. I have a 2, but I really need my 6 flat. And I've been painting a lot in 2 different places, so I move my brushes. Okay. Where's my 6? Okay, I might keep using the 8. Here's a 6, I think. All right. Now, okay, so now I'm going to just get the licorice. And I'm going to come in here and kind of do the same thing I was doing. All right, that brush is not making me happy. Okay. So we do a few of these leaves here. And I am going to put a few in this areas over here. Okay. I'm gonna put some more in here. All right, and then we just have a couple lower ones over here. I'm still on the screen, right? There we go. All right. So it's just kind of rustic. A little bit in front. Right, so now what I want to do is, while that's drying a little bit before I put the next color, I'm going to come up to the top here, and I have one little branch that comes across. All right, and it's going to come from right in here. I wore the wrong sleeves because this is going to come all the way across my painting. Okay, so I'm going to come right in here, come across here. See that? Now this is a limb that goes in front. And it's a little bit, just a licorice leaf limb. Right. And it goes all the way across. It makes it kind of interesting, right? There you go. And we know that all through the woods here, because you can see that silhouette there, there's more limbs like that. All right. So what I'm doing on this one is I'm going to, now I can't even find the first one I used. There we go. I'm going to come in here with some little bit larger leaves. And so I'm going to use yellow ochre and the Pueblo. Okay. So let's use some yellow ochre first, because we can put some larger leaves. Like I'm going to do yellow ochre and burnt Pueblo. All right. So now when I'm doing this, I want you to see that I am kind of double loading. I pick up yellow ochre and Pueblo. You gotta twist my tongue there to say that. All right. I've got both colors. All right. And then I came from this side too. Let's pick up a little bit of yellow ochre more. So we got some bigger fall leaves in here. Now I can do some just for some of the Pueblo. Okay. And I have a little trick that's going to be cool too, because not just a little tip is that we can put in. So those are down there, right? And we're going to come up here. All right, so then I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber. Let's do down here first. A little bit of burnt umber with Pueblo. And it just gives you all those like fall colors. And it's coming from that outside also down here. Let's pick up some of that and the burnt umber. So see, just enough. And then we can just do pure Pueblo here and there. So this is like a bush over here. So this is supposed to be short and sweet. I hope you liked it. I took a little bit more time. And you can add brighter yellows instead of just yellow ochre. I've got just a few little pieces up here. Watch. I'm going to put Pueblo and just a couple, because everything else is falling to the ground. You see that? And a little teeny bit of burnt umber. Okay, so you can see it's losing a bunch of the leaves. I had fun doing this. I haven't done it before. I just saw a picture of leaves falling and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, let's do this. So hope you enjoyed it. I love it when you learn something. I love it when you share. Please go to Donna Dewberry's official, because there's tons of Donna Dewberry sites that are not mine. Donna Dewberry's official one stroke group. And I'm the original creator of the one stroke painting technique. And I love having you guys as my subscribers and friends. Let's get it bigger. Where are we at? There we go. Let's pull it down. Look at that. Y'all saw how quick that was. All right, share. Love you. Bye-bye.